I'm going to call to order the April 21, 2015 meeting of the Oshkosh Common Council. I want to welcome those of you here in the chamber here. Welcome those who are watching us on TV, listening to us on the computers, listening to us on the radio. We want you to participate in your Oshkosh City government in any way it works for you, so welcome to all. I ask the clerk to take the roll call.
Pansky? Here. Fitzgerald?
Here.
Cummings?
Here.
Peck?
Here.
Herman?
Here.
Allison Osby? Here. Tower?
Here.
Present 7.
Okay, citizen statements to the council. Again, the last time, we'll go through it. Just give us your name and address, limit your comments to no more than 5 minutes, no electioneering, speak directly to the council, and don't talk about anything else on the agenda.
Al Hartman, 2425 Patriot Lane, Oshkosh. Thanks for the opportunity to speak with you today. I know I've spoken to you recently, but today I'm speaking for myself personally. But while I'm speaking personally, I know I reflect the views of many people in Oshkosh for thanking all of you for your service. It's a job that often it doesn't get many thanks. You usually hear about complaints. So thank you so much. But I'm here specifically for Sean Fitzgerald, Council Fitzgerald, and Mayor Tower. Mr. Fitzgerald, I've known you, I think, for the 20 years that you've been in Oshkosh. You've built an effective business publication that's valuable for the New North. You've been a great asset to our community, and thank you for serving on the council. Thank you. Mayor Tower, I've known you for a lot longer.
That's because we're older. A lot older.
You know, what I've observed since you've been on the council is that I think it's become a more effective decision-making body. It has certainly gained more respect in the community than prior to your involvement. Having known you, I would have expected nothing less. While the Northwestern identified a number of things that have happened while you were on the council, the GO EDC, the Aviation Business Park, the revitalization of the hotel, I think really your legacy is leaving a council that is more respected and I think a more effective decision-making body than when you took over, became a member of the council. So thank you so much for service. I know I speak for many.
Thank you for your comments. Appreciate it. Anybody else like to come forward? See no one come forward. Any other business? Any other business? Seeing no other business, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn, sign, die.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Roll call.
We do roll call. I thought I'm glad you're here to correct me after 11 years. That's right. Steve will do a better
One
job.
last
Looks like a
time,
roll call vote. So
One
thanks.
last time.
Pansky?
Aye.
Fitzgerald?
Aye.
Cummings?
Aye.
Peck?
Aye.
Herman?
Aye.
Allison Osby? Aye. Tower?
Aye.
We are adjourned.
We are adjourned.
Well,
The next meeting.
The Oshkosh Common Council is currently in a break. Please stay tuned for continued coverage. For broadcast times of local government meetings, check our website at oshkoshcommunitymedia.org. You're watching City Cable 10, your source for government programming in the Oshkosh area. Simulcast on 101.9 FM WOCT and streamed on the World Wide Web at oshkoshcommunitymedia.org.
Well, what can we say? We certainly want to present you with something here today, an appreciation award to Burke Tower, given in grateful recognition of your outstanding service as Oshkosh City Council member from 2004 to 2011, and as our city mayor from 2011 to 2015. On behalf of all of us, thank you.
Thank you.
Would you mind holding that, Councilor? And to our council member, Sean Fitzgerald, an appreciation award to you, given in grateful recognition of your outstanding service as Oshkosh City Council member from 2013 to 2015, on behalf of all of us and staff. Thank you.
oshkoshcommunitymedia.org. You're watching City Cable 10, your source for government programming in the Oshkosh area. Simulcast on 101.9 FM WOCT and streamed on the World Wide Web at oshkoshcommunitymedia.org.
Before we go Wisconsin, along with the city ordinance of the city of Oshkosh, and will faithfully discharge the duties of Oshkosh mayor to the best of your ability.
I do.
Okay, then I'm going to have you sign your oath, and then your certificate is underneath. It's quite the signature.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's yours.
Ceremonial.
Sure, you can have the pen.
It's a ceremonial pen.
Okay. Do you want to come up? Down? Welcome back. Okay, if you'd like to raise your right hand, please. Do you swear that you're going to support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin, along with the ordinances of the City of Oshkosh, and will faithfully discharge the duties of Oshkosh Common Council member to the best of your ability?
I do.
I do. Okay. Then I'm going to have each one of you sign. Deb, this is yours. Oh, we're going to do it down there. Sorry. It's okay. Your certificate is underneath. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Welcome back. I love being stuck with you. Your certificate is underneath. Congratulations. Thank you.
Start right away. I'd like to call the April 21st, 2015 organizational meeting of the Oshkosh Common Council to order. And again, as departing Mayor Tower said, I'm welcoming all of you in the chamber and at home watching this. Roll call, please.
Allison Osby. Here. Herman.
Here.
Pansky. Here. Peck.
Here.
Stepanik.
Here.
Cummings.
Here.
Present 6. And just for the record, I would like to make note that the oaths were given before we took the roll call.
Next on the agenda is nominations for deputy mayor. And I understand I'm to announce that 3 times before we have nominations, and we do not need a second. I'm calling for nominations for deputy mayor for the city of Oshkosh.
Do you need to read it 3 times, or may I nominate somebody else
Nominate
first?
at any time. He just has to read it 3 times.
Thank you. I would like to be able to nominate Councilor Tom Peck as deputy mayor.
Okay, third and last time, I'm calling for nominations for deputy mayor for the city of Oshkosh. Nominations are closed. Discussion, anyone?
Do we need a motion?
A motion to close.
Oh, we need a motion to close.
So
So
moved.
moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Okay. We'll do a roll call vote.
Roll call.
Allison Osby.
Aye.
Herman.
Aye.
Pansky.
Aye.
Peck.
Aye.
Stepanik.
Aye.
Cummings.
Aye.
Carried 6. That was the closed, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was the close the nominations, and now we'll do election of deputy mayor.
We haven't done this before.
It's only once a year.
Allison Osby?
Aye.
Herman?
Aye.
Pansky?
Aye.
Peck?
Aye.
Stepanik?
Aye.
Cummings?
Aye.
I hereby declare Councilmember Peck as deputy mayor.
Next are the council seating assignments, and the deputy mayor will sit to my right. And now sitting assignments go by seniority.
Whoa. Whoa. That's right, I'm a senior now.
Mr. Herman, you're
Since
next.
you are the mayor, I am the senior.
You're the senior.
I'll stay right where I am.
Allison Osby,
I'm going to elect to move closer to Counselor Herman and staff.
She can throw things back.
You don't like me?
Councilor Pansky,
I would like to stay where I am.
and Councilor Stepanik.
I'll stay right where I am.
Nobody wants to sit there.
That made it simple.
Maybe nobody likes you.
Thank you. We could do a revote. Next are the orientation of city departments for the new council members, discussion of council rules, and discussion of agenda format. We can either do that today or wait until the seventh person is seated. Is there a preference amongst the council?
Mayor, the attorney and I have an appointment with Councilmember Stepanik on Thursday to go through his orientation, and then once the new member is appointed, then we can set up a time for that orientation.
Okay.
And additionally, Mr. Mayor, any council member, whether they're newly elected or continuing council members, we also offer individual department orientation. The city clerk and city attorney's orientation really has to do with open meeting law, public records, things that are you want to get right. In terms of orienting yourselves to any and all departments, we're certainly happy to work with you. Emily Mikowski with Media Services typically coordinates that, and certainly let me know, and I will have Emily contact you if you would need a refresher course on anything, or if you want to do any and all things. It doesn't have to be, there's no time frame for it. It's entirely at your availability and discretion, so we're happy to do that for you.
Thank you, Mr. Rowell. Council rules and the agenda. What is your preference? Do it today or wait until the seventh person is seated?
I would say wait until the seventh person is seated.
I actually
would
was going
agree.
to say knock it out today, but
Well, yeah, I mean, the rules haven't changed in the 5 years that I've been on
We
council.
can address this
But-
if the new counselor would like to change something.
That's
Yes.
correct. It can be brought back up at any time. Then,
So if we do this today, we can always address it again if the new counselor would like to make changes.
then I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm flexible as well. I just, the new person's going to have enough on their plate, let alone,
All right.
All right,
council rules.
yeah.
Does everyone have a copy of the council rules? Are there any changes anyone would like to offer?
The only thing was when it comes to actually like, when we read, each resolution and the things that are on the agenda, do we go back to identifying the dollar amounts, or do we keep it as is?
Identifying the dollar amounts.
Because right now we read them, but we don't read, that it's for $60,000 or $90,000 or $1 million or $6,000 when we go through the items. And I've heard both. Some are fine, and then I've had some people that only have the ability to listen on the radio that said it would be nice to know what the dollar amounts are. So it's just a point that was brought up to me by our constituents.
Are you offering,
I'm just asking opinions, discussion.
I don't mind. I don't think it's a bad idea, but I'm not the one who has to read all that. So.
Exactly. That's I want to make the mayor aware of it, but I think I'm okay with using, your discretion, since it is you that has to read through the entire meeting.
Mr. Rolfe and I did have a brief discussion on this as far as removing certain things from the consent agenda, and break them out, and we thought a certain dollar amount would make sense.
Okay. Was there a
don't
dollar
know.
amount that you came up with?
No, because we were discussing a variety of things. One is the repetitiveness with some items on the consent, for example, special events, which can be very repetitive, versus items of, whether or not we want to have a threshold, and I think council should want to consider that. Generally, staff tries to put a dollar amount on every agenda item if there's, like, especially with bid awards and things like that, so people understand, oh, this is a $3 million street project. And the discussion was, do we maybe just automatically keep those off consent, make consent go quicker, but take a few more things off consent, so that when you're dealing with a $3 million contract, it's not just on consent, that you have an opportunity to at least have it out there for everybody to talk about. So those are the discussions the mayor and I had.
And we also discussed that a lot of these big dollar items are part of a CIP, that we should identify that they're part of the CIP, for example. So and we're basically approving something we approve in the budget process.
But it would still show up for each individual thing as a dollar amount to us,
Yes.
so that we're still aware. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, because I agree with the mayor, is that these are approved in the budget in November, and when they come before us, they are just the appropriate, we've already appropriated it, and now we are basically funding the project, so.
And if I could
But
just...
I think it's good to have the ability to bring it out there, and I would think that the mayor would use his discretion as needed.
Right, and I agree with that. And even on that, identifying it as a CIP budget item, I think it was at the last council meeting, we had some items that were carryovers from like 2014 that didn't get spent until 2015. I think that needs to be identified also, that they were previous budgeted approved items that are now finally coming forward for one reason or another, they got delayed or whatever, so that, people understand that they were not only being approved CIP, but what year that was approved. If it's, I think there were 3 or 4 things in the last agenda that were carried over from, that Ms. Larson brought forward to council that, so I think that way, too, gives the citizens that opportunity that, we have budgeted items, they're approved, we're moving things forward, but sometimes it doesn't get done in a calendar year, and we see that all the time in the CIP budget, where, things that didn't get done from, say, 2014, would now show 2015, so it's important.
We're always looking for ways to improve the appearance of the agenda, and I think that's an ongoing work in progress. We look at something and go, why didn't we think of that? Those are the types of things, and we'll certainly work with council to get that type of information out. I pride ourselves on having probably one of the most transparent agendas, and I challenge you to find one that has more information than ours. We're very proud of that, and we want to keep doing those things. So things like those little things, they don't seem like a lot, but they really do. When you see our agendas, you got a pretty good idea of what's going on here, and we're very proud of that.
I think there are ways that we discussed to go through, especially the special events, a lot quicker, too, and with the changes that we're talking about, Ms. Pansky and I, Mr. Peck, for the council chambers, we'll be able to give the viewers at home and in the audience more information as the agenda is being read, too. So I think we're becoming much more viewer-friendly.
Using technology, as we talked about. So when the committee reports back, we'll have some good information for you.
Are there any discussion as far as council rules? It's been discussed about the citizen statements at the beginning and at the end of the council meeting. Do we want to continue that?
Yes.
Or do we want to vote before and at the end?
Doesn't matter. I mean, we kept the 5-minute rule unless they've asked for the rules be waived, so I guess giving them 2 opportunities, as we say, they can't speak anything that's on the agenda, but something could get sparked during the council meeting that, they might want to bring up at the second format that they maybe didn't at the first format, so, or forgot that the meeting was on until they started listening or something at home. We've had a few people come in at the last minute, so I think it's okay to have 2 timeframes. I know the city manager's mentioned several times that you really don't even have to have citizen statements at council meetings, but I think it's good to hear from the citizens. And whether we get them from emails, phone calls, or even at the council meetings, I think it's important that that information gets out there, so.
I don't think all councils in the state do have citizen statements.
That's correct.
So
I see County Executive Harris in the background, in the back of the room, and I know in my service on the county board, Winnebago County was one of the very few counties that had public comment at each meeting out of the 72 counties. So not only do we do it within the city of Oshkosh, we also make it available at every meeting of the Winnebago County Board. So this area is very transparent in our dealings with the public and actually seek their input.
Mayor, if I could just bring one other comment for a new council member. On the orientation part, I would really encourage you to take the time to tour all the different departments. I came from county side of understanding, not county government in a sense, but 30 years at Sheriff's Office, so I kind of understood how county government worked. But when you start to tour the different departments like Public Works and all the divisions within Public Works, how they all fit into the strategic plan, to the budget, to the capital improvement, it's really important to get a flavor of how they all mesh together. And I know there's going to be a lot of changes this summer here at City Hall with different departments are moving, so we'll probably all need a new roadmap, because I understand we'll be bouncing floors with some staff and things like that. So even us will have to get a tour of the City Hall again to figure out where all the departments are, because one that I stop at occasionally, finance is going to be moving, and I think the clerk is moving, and so it's important. So if I can encourage you, take the time. Staff loves to talk to council members. And on the other flip side, when you get the agenda items and things that you have any questions, the city manager always has encouraged all us council members and continues to contact department heads to let, get your questions answered, so that, because the last thing I think, for me, I don't want to blindside any staff. If I have questions I'm going to bring it at a council meeting or bring forward to let citizens know something, I'd like to have the department heads prepared so that they can give the most accurate information available to that question that I'm asking. And so getting to know them a little bit, I think it goes a long ways. And I know Mayor Cummings and I are one of the first to take the time to tour all the departments, and we've encouraged other council members, and I know that the council members see it now have taken advantage of that. It's very, very beneficial. So
I second that.
A good introduction, too. You get to know who you're going to be speaking to and talking to if you do have questions, who to go to. Where the money goes is a big one. You can actually see some of these things and be more prepared for the budget on where the funds are going and why they need it and where they're going to use it. It's a great tool. And thank you to the department heads for taking the time to meet with council, too, and answer all of our questions. I know Mark gets stuck with a lot of mine, but usually points us in the right direction, too, so that's kind of a good fallback.
And that, to your point, Ms. Pansky, knowing the different departments, when you get those emails, most of the emails we get are citizens not knowing where to go to or who to contact. So if you have a little better understanding of the departments and what they do, you can refer them to, with that. And I'm sure in the orientation, have the telephone book with all the phone numbers and different departments and everything, because it gets overwhelming sometimes. So take advantage of all that. So thank you.
Is there any further discussion on council rules or the agenda and format? Yes, with that, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
What, were you going to say something, Pam?
I was going to say, do we want a motion to
Approve
adopt
the
the
rules? Or
rules?
adopt the rules?
Oh.
I will move to adopt the rules as noted in today's agenda.
I second.
Take the roll call, please.
Ellison Osby?
Aye.
Herman?
Aye.
Pansky?
Aye.
Peck?
Aye.
Stepanik?
Aye.
Cummings?
Aye.
Carried 6.
Now, the adjourn. Motion.
Mayor, before we adjourn, I'm sorry. Yesterday
Oh.
yesterday was the deadline to hand in the questionnaires, the resumes. So I'm going to hand these out to you. These individuals will be giving a presentation at the 28th council meeting, and then we'll make our selection on that night.
Very good.
Okay.
Now that you have your homework, now we can adjourn. I feel like a teacher.
You have to take a roll call.
Yes, a motion. I just need a motion.
I move to adjourn.
Second? You have a second?
Second?
Second.
Okay, we are adjourned. All in favor, aye.
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 Thank you. Jesus.